So here we are then, a decade in the making, personal sacrifice, years of dedication, thousands of hours of riding, hundreds and thousands of kilometres covered. They have all led to this moment. Today, here at GetzenRodeo, we crown the first ever FIM Hard Enduro World Champion. History will be made here at the GetzenRodeo. I am Nick Bright, and I'm pleased to say I'm joined on this momentous occasion to my left, rider turn reporter Paul Bolton. How are you feeling ahead of this one, mate? It is going to be unbelievable if the Getzen race this morning is anything to go by.
Nick, the morning race, I'm still absolutely speechless and in shock. It was so epic, battling all the race through. The track was perfect. It really delivered a mega race. Them two battling right to the finish. 50 metres before the finish, there was a swap of lead. Now Manny's got that 4-second lead going into the final.
Listen, the amount of whooping and hollering just in the broadcast area was nuts. So amongst the fans, it must have been crazy. Just speak about that for us, because we didn't have fans at España, and we've got the fans back here at GetzenRodeo, and it's been great. Yeah, it's an amazing vibe here. It always is. Every year it's here, and the crowd here really enjoy motorbikes. There's a factory just down the road, an old MZ factory, and they're very passionate about motorbikes. So mega exciting. Well, just talk to me about the course here then. You know, is it a technical one? How does this differ to what we saw in España a couple of weeks back? So the course here at Getzen's a 3-kilometre track. This morning in the Getzen race, they've been going one direction. Now we're flipping it, and it's all been designed to cause a little bit more chaos. But there's only 15 riders going into the Getzen Champ race, and it's going to be so slippery. The surface has been taken off, and it's definitely going to be one of the hardest races of the year. You say a little bit more chaos. I mean, it's been pretty chaotic this morning, so I dread to think what's going to happen, although I'm very much looking forward to it. That's Hard Enduro, mate. Yeah, it's been great. Right, you've been picking out some season highlights for us, which must have been difficult in itself because it's been a great season. First and foremost, we go to Aberstone, sorry. So let's have a look at your season highlight there. Yeah, Aberstone was the first time it was used this year. Amazing scenery. Manny and Billy going straight out of the season, and yeah, showing the level that we're seeing here today at Getzen. But it was right out of the box, and the pace that these two covered this race. I did the river at the beginning. They obviously filled in a few little holes here and there, but the pace of this race was incredible. So these two have obviously been going at it all season. We're gonna focus on that a little bit more in a sec. But I mean, was it from the get-go, or did it take a little while for Manny or Billy to get going? It was immediately out of the start of Aberstone there, and yeah, the whole race really delivered. The scenery was epic, you know, and it was a really good start to the championship. Well, the second highlight that you've managed to pick out for us is Manny Lettenbichler and his dominance in Romania. Yeah, you know, he's the third time this time. He was getting right in there. It was his third win in a row, which was amazing. You know, there's so many kilometres. They're doing over 100 kilometres a day in this race. So many little things can happen with the bike or body, and to get 3 times in a row, that was definitely one of my highlights. What makes Manny so dominant in this particular race? I think it's just his cool, calm collectedness, and we certainly saw that today. The last 50 metres, you know, we saw it right there. He took it right down to the last 50 metres, and it was awesome. And last but by no means least, a couple of races back, Poland is your third highlight. Why have you picked out that one? Yeah, Poland, you know, we were back there, and it was so good. We had Megawatt back in the day, and Hero Challenge definitely delivered with Sherco man Wade Young, you know, showing that them two weren't dominant all the way through the whole series, so it was super good. And really good for Wade, you know, he's been right up there winning all the other races as well, and it's a fantastic athlete and a really strong competitor, and also finished third today. Yeah, well, there's actually a slim chance for Wade to take the championship today. Obviously, he'd need Manny and Billy to crash out, but I mean, he's still in it. Absolutely, and he put a right good race down this morning. He got third, so he's going up third on the road, and yeah, he's definitely in a good position to get that third spot. Well, we can have a look at the World Championship standings now on the screen. So we can see separated by just the 3 points at the top, Billy Bolt and Manny Lettenbichler. I mean, these two, we're running out of superlative to describe them, because, as we said in the Getzen race this morning, the lead must have changed times, numerous times. It's ridiculous to watch. The scenario is, I'll let you kind of explain it, and I'll try to help if you get lost. If you would help me, because it gets confusing. It is very confusing, but the scenario is, if Billy wins, he wins, right? Yes, exactly. But if Manny wins and Billy finishes third, then Manny wins the championship. Right, so this is why Manny's pumped up for this, because we saw, you know, just on the finish line, Billy was really going for it. We were talking in the commentary booth, actually. As a rider, maybe you can shed a little light on this. It was a bit strange to see them kind of really going at it in the Getzen race, because this just sets you up for the Getzen Champ and where you start in the Getzen Champ. Why were they so desperate to beat each other?
So it was always about the, getting out front for this Getzen Champ race. They want to have that clean air going into this race, a little bit of breathing room, and that's what it was all about. The whole 2 hours of the Getzen race this morning was about a 4-second gap between you and the next man.
Wow, right, okay. Thanks for doing it, Paul. We'll be back to discuss a little bit more in a sec, but I tell you what, I think we should get a look at Manny Lettenbichler's 2021 so far, because it has been epic.
Manny is a really technical rider, but he improved a lot also in the fast stuff, but his favorite discipline is the technical riding. The pace from these guys this season was incredible. It's about the training, what they did together, and was really good for Manny and also really good for Billy. Yeah, at Abbestone, Manny came first after the first lap, and then Billy caught him up, and they had a big fight. And Billy went crazy at the end, and so he got the win. At Romaniacs, I'm sorry for Graham, but then was like, Manny was like so much in front, Nobody can't get his pace also at the last days. He was dominating the last day, and he got the win. I think at TKO, Billy got the whole shot, but at the last lap, Manny caught Billy. At the last rock section, Manny did a really big mistake. The foot peg comes underneath a rock and he gets stuck. Billy overtook him, it was a small disaster, but also on the podium. So the Hero Challenge was not what we expect. It was like a cross-country race, but Manny improved in his speed. The man of the Hero Challenge was Wade Young, and Billy finished second. Manny also on the podium, third. Hispania, 1 week before, Manny was really sick, was not really fit, but the race was also difficult for everybody. Alfredo won this race, Billy second, Manuel third. And now he's 3 points behind Billy. Yeah, the GetzenRodeo is always special for him. He won it the last 2 times, and he's really excited. He walked a lot the last 3 days, and let's see what happens. He's motivated, and I hope he collects as much points as he can.
So that's the story of Manny Lettenbichler's 2021 so far, narrated by his dad as well, Paul, which is quite nice.
Yeah, an old rival of mine. We've had some mega races in the past, and he certainly helped Manny in carving his Hard Enduro career, that's for sure.
Well, listen, they've been neck and neck all season, him and Billy Bolt. It has been incredible to watch, and what we've seen unfold here this morning has just added to that. So we've heard Manny's side of the story. I think it's time to recap Billy's. So here's the Brits season, narrated by his mechanic, Lee Edmondson.
I think Billy's biggest strength are how strong he is, the natural talent on a bike, what he can do, the way that he can come out of problems and chuck it around. I think that's like a big positive for Billy. He's just an animal of a bike, and the talent that he has, he's the most talented rider in a very long time. Manny's been his biggest competition this year, and I think why is because Manny's also pretty young, the same as Billy, and they're just out there having fun. When you're having fun, your riding just improves so much. Abbestone was like a complete new race for everybody. Key moments really was for Billy and Manny got a good lead, and Billy was following Manny for a bit. The last half an hour, Billy stepped it up another level, I think, and pushed to the finish and managed to come away with a win. Romaniacs is always difficult for us. I don't know why, but there always seems to be like little problems, or he comes in injured or something little like that. I mean, he had a crash on the time trial, which he hurt his knee quite bad. That was the most difficult. It didn't go to plan, but I think he come out with the best possible result he could have had for what happened. Yeah, we went to knockout. That again was interesting. We shipped all the material for the bikes, and obviously that didn't arrive. So like we had to use some of the American guys' bikes, and to win the race was amazing, was incredible, because not many people realise how different that bike was to what we're used to over here. Going into the last lap, Billy was like 10, 15 seconds behind him. Manny got stuck and Billy managed to pass him, and like coming into the finish was just incredible. Like the buzz was, it was mad. Yeah, Hero Challenge, obviously that was a new race. Wade rode incredible that day. Even Manny and Billy on their best day Wade was a step above them. All we had to do was really stay in front of Manny, and we did that, we controlled it, so that was another good race. It was a positive then to go into Hispania. Our goal for Hispania was to go in and get as many points as we could. Started the race off real bad, but then towards the half and end of the race, he was closing, we could all see. And coming out of the rocks, he got stuck going up one of the banks. Coming into the quarry, it would have been quite entertaining, because Billy had walked the quarry and he'd found a real good line going down one of the hills that he could just go straight. And I think that would have been so entertaining to see him do that, to try and pass Alfredo for the lead. Anything can happen. You know, Billy's like, if there's a last lap dash, I think Billy's the one that can pull it out the bag. If I do my job and Billy does his job, hopefully we can bring it back.
So that's Lee Edmondson there, Billy Bolt's mechanic. I think it's fair to say, or maybe you might not agree as a former rider, but mechanics unsung hero. Would you say they're the unsung heroes of the sport?
100%, mate. They've got so much responsibility, and the bikes, you know, being perfect. You know, you heard it. His bike was quite different in Tennessee, and yeah, they're certainly an unsung hero, and they've got a massive responsibility of prepping these bikes how the guys want them.
Yeah, and the World Championship. I mean, the fact that this is the very first one, how significant will that be to these guys going into this Getzen Champ?
Yeah, I mean, the FIM status of the series is amazing, and yeah, it certainly puts this sport right up there amongst some other amazing sports as well now.
Well, that's Paul's view on it, but we actually spoke to a few of the riders on it as well, and here's what they had to say.
Yeah, it's super cool to have the FIM involved with a proper championship. So obviously Billy and Manny, they're going for the win, and they've rode amazing all year. So them boys have got to battle it out this week, and yeah, for them to be a proper FIM Hard Enduro World Champion, it'll be amazing, and it's so good for the sport.
The battle has been crazy against Manny and Billy. I think they rode super good, both of them winning each other most of the races, and this race is gonna be tight.
I hope I can be in front and both of them fighting for second and third.
You know, we're in a position now where, you know, we really have an opportunity to push the sport to the next level, you know, so to be kind of involved from the start, I think it's pretty cool, and to always look back and know you were there from the start and kind of involved in the decision making, and to have be the first name on the trophy is always going to be cool.
It will be definitely the cherry on the cake to win the race on Saturday and win the championship for sure. It's been such a good season so far, so just go out there, give my best, and I'm going to have an awesome Saturday of racing.
So, Paul, as you can hear there, the riders are rightfully really excited about this FIM status, which is incredible for the sport. As I said in the intro, a decade ago, you wouldn't have imagined this, would you?
No, and I was right there. I started riding Hard Enduro in 2007, and love the sport. Always have had a massive passion for it, and to be part of the growth and, you know, involved with other big name riders who aren't racing in the series anymore. But yeah, it's so good to see it get this FIM status finally.
Well, listen, Paul, you're going to hate me for this next question, but you know, who's going to be our very first world champion?
Man, we saw from this morning's race, the last 50 metres, how can you possibly call it? I mean, it's Billy's to lose for sure, and it's Manny's to go out there and put everything done. As long as Manny can, if Manny wins, then you can say his job's done. So, and then Billy might go strategy to just get second, and It's a big ask. I'm not calling it, mate, sorry.
I noticed that. There was a lot of talking going there, but not a lot of answering. Well, listen, you've probably got other things on your mind because you're actually going to do a lap for us, aren't you? So you buzzing for it?
Yeah, I'm going to get my right bike ready. I'm going to do at least one lap, and then I'm going to see Graham and Pat Parnell in the commentary booth. So.
Well, listen, we'll let you get off and do that. Paul, it's a pleasure
Cheers,
as always.
mate.
Nice one, mate.
See you later.
Right, he's off to do a lap for us, and we are moments away from the action here at GetzenRodeo. We will be crowning our very first FIM Hard Enduro World Champion, and we will be with Pat Parnell and Graham G-Force Jarvis after the break.
Check out the Motor Channel on Red Bull TV. Motorsports at its finest, all over the globe. Download the Red Bull TV app for free. And sign in to watch all of our content offline. Download the app now. Ready, set, start. The toughest kind of motorbiking. An insight into the disciplines, terminology, and how it all began.
Hard for your head, hard for your body, hard for your back, and all this is Hard Enduro.
The ABC of Hard Enduro, now available on Red Bull TV. Once again, the world's best riders team up for Moto 9.
9? Are you kidding me? I can't believe they're doing another one of these.
Hit the trail with Dungy, Muskin, and many more.
Riding dirt bikes, to me, is about the homies, and it's a way to harness that inner kid in all of us.
Every piece of the dirt bike world in one epic ride. Moto 9, the movie, now available on Red Bull TV.
We've been witness to a Hard Enduro war zone. A season of savagery. So far, these brave warriors have